Alright, let's be honest. I ordered my ticket for NerdCon Stories the day I first heard it announced. I didn't think much about what the purpose was. I hadn't figured out whether I could get the time away from work. I didn't really worry about how I was going to pay for it. I didn't care that it would mean getting up in the pre-dawn dark, driving to LAX, and then flying halfway across the country. Hank was starting a new project, and that was enough. You see, in a life lived with few regrets, one of the few I do have is that I wasn't involved in YouTube or the Nerdfighter community early enough to get in on the ground floor in the first days of VidCon. I didn't want to let that happen again. But as the time for leaving got closer, I began to get excited about the subject. Stories. As an English teacher, my life revolves around stories, both fictional and real. And as a human being, I don't believe anything is more important than discovering, understanding, and strengthening the connections between all things. Stories are the map and the record of those connections. You may not be able to tell by the non-gray, non-speckled wall behind me, but I am in fact in an airport. If you were to be in an airport headed to NerdCon Stories, you would want to have some reading material filled with stories with you. I have The Martian, which I want to finish before I get back so that I can go see the movie, and I have John Scalzi's Red Shirts, which for me is the perfect book to bring because it came as part of the prize for my book tower seen in an earlier video, and it comes from Hank. I don't know if you can see that.
Please make your way here to B37B if you are in San Francisco with us this morning. We're boarding all hotel rooms. Thank you.
I'm not. That's okay. It comes from Hank with an inscription. Steve, this one starts out kind of stupid and fun and ends up deeply peculiar and mind-bending. Hope you enjoy, Hank Green. I'm sure I will. I'd like to give you a small taste of what Red Shirts includes. This is from the prologue. And it all rested upon him, and this moment, and this fate, this destiny of Ensign Davis. Ensign Davis thought, screw this, I want to live, and swerved to avoid the landworms. But then he tripped and one of the landworms ate his face and he died anyway. I'm lucky that VidCon happens in Anaheim, in my own backyard. And I'm also lucky that NerdCon Stories takes place in Minneapolis, halfway across the country. Because I don't fly often enough to lose my sense of wonder at the miracle of air travel, I still and always want a window seat, as nothing fascinates me more than seeing the countryside pass by miles below. It's not just the technical wonder that delights me, or the scenic wonders that fill the view from one side of the horizon to the other, but also that traveling 1,200 miles in a day is a great, quick reminder of how many people there are, as you fly over 100 million souls going about their lives. You see how many people it takes working together to get you safely transported from your usual domain to a place where a few thousand people are as interested as you in considering, sharing, and building stories. And you see that in getting there, you swim through a river of bodies moving in every direction. Bodies that don't appear to have anything whatsoever to do with your journey, but given half a moment's thought, you realize that every one of them has not just a story of their own, but 100 stories of their own. Stories of love, of heartbreak, of dreams and aspiration, of endless daily frustrations, and occasionally great victories. Humorous stories, tragic stories, stories of great irony, stories of destinies fulfilled and destinies denied. And the threads of all those stories are hopelessly interwoven, and you want to listen, to read, to share in each until the tangled mess begins to come clear. That's what stories are, the connections between us. And you begin to sense that this is probably what Hank had in mind, and why you've spent your whole life trying to learn how to hear and how to tell these stories that bind us all together. All this works through my mind as we head east, leaving the sun to disappear beyond the horizon behind. We come back to Earth, collect bags, find a car, find a place to stay, and hold myself together in anticipation of 2 days of enlightenment, enrichment, and more than a little fun and laughter as well. So I ended my day with a nice jog around this area of
I don't know what this area is. Someplace near NerdCon. And it's exciting to be here for a convention all about stories and what they mean to us. So that's my story for today. I don't know what yours is. Let me know down in the comments. Till next time, don't forget to be awesome. And I will talk to you again soon, hopefully.